And that hopefully people realize that even some of the healthy fats in our culture that we're raising awareness that they might not be so. The healthy fats come from nature. We say nature doesn't make bad fats, factories do. So your canola oils, your seed oils, I'm guessing we're not going to see any of those in Serenity Kids.
Never.
Yeah. Cancer oils, I call those.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Massive states of inflammation, massively cheap to produce.
It's garbage. It's literal garbage. And they're passing that off as baby food. Like, that is just infuriating.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And formula being the worst, because it's so hard to make a formula without industrial seed oil. I mean, at this point, one of the biggest barriers to us getting infant certified is that we refuse to use industrial seed oils, and they just have not recognized olive oil, for instance, as a safe fat for babies, even though it's been used for thousands of years.
What is that? Is that supply chain? Is it incentives of just pricing? Like, you probably understand it a little bit more as to why it's such a headache to get these things in. Is it just costs? What do you think's going on?
Well, with infant formula, it's regulation. It's the government.
Okay.
So it is a multi-$100,000 multi-year question mark. You could make this big investment, and if you get somebody at the FDA who disagrees with your science, then it's just a loss. So it's a big question mark for us. Like, are we willing to fight that battle, or do we just need to spread the word and talk to empowered parents who are willing to make those choices?
Yeah, the Infant Formula Act of 1980 is what governs formula today, and that was based on science from the 60s and 70s. So it has really not been updated. Europe updates theirs every couple of years, so that's why European formulas are considered more innovative and
they're way better,
better, right? Because they can get certified. So we're really up against this battle, and then that's why we had the formula crisis, was because it's so hard to get infant certified that innovative companies like us can't do it, and so formulas overwhelmingly this monopoly of a couple massive companies, and one of them cuts a corner and makes a big mistake. We have the whole country infants have no food. So it's a real challenge. And but those recipes are essentially corn syrup and industrial seed oil, and I think it's just because they it's like a drug. They think of formula, it's regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. They regulate it like a drug. And so for a drug, it's like you want to control every little molecule, and the only way to do that is to make it in a lab.
Yeah.
And it's something from nature, like olive oil or beef liver, even though our bodies are highly adapted to process that, they don't think that way. They think, I want to control it like a drug.
Wow. It feels like we're living in the upside down sometimes, right? You mentioned the regulatory agency, the FDA there, and I heard somebody say recently that they're called the Food and Drug Administration because if they dictate the food you need to eat, they will control the drugs you need to take. And it's such a tragedy that that's the case. And I think you're right. You said it's bad, it's toxic, it's borderline, it feels criminal to be giving these children that can't make decisions for themselves. And basically by putting them on the shelves, there's this acknowledgement that they must be safe, right? Because our experts would never harm us or never intentionally harm our children. And there's a lot there, some maybe nefarious intent, but certainly just a willingness to turn a blind eye because it's so profitable, or it's just, this is the way it's always been, so this is the way it's always going to go.
That's how lobbying works. It's really sad.
Hello friends, if you enjoyed that clip, then you can watch the entire thing by heading to this link over here, or you can find us wherever you find podcasts by searching Radical Health Radio. If there's value here, please hit that like button, let us know in a comment what your biggest takeaway was, and hit subscribe. Support the show as we support you. We'll see you soon.